So for this specific haircut today, I'm actually going to show you guys the full haircut. And the only reason being is that he has a comb over. It's a very short comb over, but this side is going to be cut differently than this side. Why is that going to happen? Well, his hair is going to come over to this side, right? We need support over here so it blends smoothly from the top of the hair to the side of the hair. And over here, it's gonna be disconnected because this hair has to be long enough so it can comb. This hair is not going to be blended into the sides. You guys see how this is disconnected over here? So that's why each side is gonna be cut differently. And most of the time when you get a comb over, that's gonna be the case. One side's gonna be disconnected, one side's gonna be connected. He's getting a higher type of fade, so you guys are gonna see how I handle that. This is the first time that I ever do a high fade on the YouTube channel. Let's get right into it. First, analyzing his hair. He has really dark hair, so we don't really need too much enhancements with his haircut. This is the difference between going up and taking your clipper out. You see this line right here? That's the difference between going up and not flicking out properly. You're gonna create this hard line. And the difference between slowly taking your clipper away from his head the higher you go. So this red comb represents his head, right? We're gonna start flush to his head. As we go up, we're gonna slowly take it away from his head. Do you guys see that? And you're gonna see the difference between a hard line and a smooth line. Do you guys see that? So that's all I'm doing right here when I'm debulking. I'm going up and I'm slowly taking the clipper away from his head.
In one move, like it's being exploded.
We're gonna grab our flat comb and we're gonna go over here. All we're doing is connecting this side to the top. So if I hold my comb vertically, once I stop seeing hair here, right there, all this hair needs to go. Why? Because we're creating a connection between the sides to the top. It's gonna slowly start to blend in a little bit better. So that's basically all I'm doing. It's easier to see a visual with the hair being vertical. Usually, like I say, I always try to keep the zero line close to the ear. Now this is a high fade, and I know most of you guys are probably thinking right now, bro, that is not a high fade, my boy. A high fade to me goes to the bottom of the lineup, right? Which we're going straight to the bottom of the lineup, and it goes towards right at the occipital bone. And his occipital bone is right here. That's his occipital bone. So yes, this is a high fade. A high fade might look different on him than somebody else, but we gotta keep in mind that he's still gonna have scissors on top. So because he has scissors on top, we can't go that high. Why can't we go that high? Because if we put our zero line, let's say up here, right? We're only gonna have one pinky's room to blend from his top long hair to his fade, 2 fingers, and this is like the bare minimum that we have to give ourselves in order to do a smooth blend. So now we're gonna open our lever halfway, and I'm gonna show you guys the difference again between going up and taking your clipper out. You see that hard ass line? Look at this. I'm gonna do it again and take it out. That's a hard line. That's gonna be hard to take off. And most people go up and they're like, oh, I'm scared to go too high up, and then they just completely pull out. And that's what happens. So when you have fear in your mind, when you're scared to mess up the haircut, that's actually what you're going to end up doing. So I want you to please slowly take your clipper away from your client's head as you go up, right? And you're gonna create a smooth line. Because like I always say, hard lines make your life hard, smooth lines make your life easy. Now we're gonna go with our 1.5 guard. And this 1.5 guard is going to go strictly to the same place that our 2 guard went to. And I usually do a 1.5 guard on him instead of a 2 or a 3. And the reason being is he asks for a higher fade. I need to use less guard, so I can't use a 3 guard or a 2 guard as much as I could if he asks me for like a low fade or a mid fade. So we have to go short guard on the side because it's gonna be high and long on the top. This 0.5 guard, we're gonna go to the bottom of the 1.5 guard, and this is gonna be the last guard that we use. And we're still doing the same process, lever open. We haven't closed our lever at all yet. We're doing lever open, and as we get to the top, we're gonna take the clipper away from his head. Every single time we have a clipper in our hand, we're going to do that same thing, right? I'm just doing it, like I said before, I don't want to sound too repetitive, but I'm just doing it at a faster pace. So to you, it might look like I'm doing this, but I'm not doing that. I'm doing this. So the higher I get on the head, the more this clipper is going to be away from his head. So if I go over here, I'm actually not cutting any hair. Why? Because I'm taking the clipper off his head. So now I'm going to close the lever all the way, right? And we're going to get rid of this, the half line. So this is with the 0.5 guard on, lever all the way closed. Go all the way open with our lever with no guard on. And right now you can hear my clipper is not really cutting, right? It's not really cutting. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna close it halfway and I'm gonna go over the same spot. And now you can hear it cutting a little bit. And the idea is that we slowly wanna get rid of that bottom line. We don't wanna fully get rid of it just yet. We just kind of want to lighten it up. We want to get ready for it to be fully gone. I'm going to open it all the way and go a little bit higher. Cool. And now the last step to fully get rid of that zero line is going to be, how do we create this line? We create it with our lever all the way closed. So if you ever can't get rid of a line, you have to go back and hit it with the same thing you created it with, right? So we made this line with our clipper with the lever all the way closed. So now we're gonna go back to the same line with our clipper with our lever all the way closed. And now we're gonna go with our corners and we're gonna lightly flick at it. Okay, this fade is not the smoothest fade in the world just yet. That's what the detailing part is for. And that's why I always say, do your steps first, and then you have all the time in the world to detail. So we're gonna leave this exactly how it is, then we're gonna go to the other side. Once we're done with this side, we're gonna cut the top and then detail the whole haircut. And that's what helps me do these high quality haircuts in 30 minutes. I'm not trying to get it perfect on the first go. I'm trying to get it perfect once I have the time to get it perfect. So on the other side, we made the mistake of going with a 2 and then going back with a 1. So this time we're not gonna create that same mistake, and we're not gonna do this mistake of going up, oh no, I'm too scared, and then going back out. People do this. See this motion? This is not good. You see that? This is not good. Look at that hard line. Hell no, we don't wanna do that. We wanna go up and take your clipper away, right? So as we get towards the top of the hair, we're actually taking our clipper away from his head. I hope you guys understand that concept. Now we're gonna create our same step with our lever all the way close. We're gonna go to the bottom of his lineup. We're gonna try to get as close to the ear as possible, but not too close because we have a high fade here. We're gonna identify the occipital bone and we're gonna go straight to it because this is a high fade. Anything else, we're going under that bone. Anything else, we're going closer to the ear. So a mid fade would probably be around this area, right? A low fade would just go around the ear. But both of those fades would go under this bone. A high fade goes to the bottom of the lineup, straight to the occipital bone. That's how I do my fades. We're going to comb the hair down a little bit, right? And we are going to make sure that this hair blends. And like I said, I like going horizontally with my comb because obviously I know what I'm doing. All right, now with the 0.5 guard, with the lever open, we're gonna go right underneath our 1.5 guard. And same concept, the higher we go, the more we're gonna take this clipper out of his head. I want you guys to fully understand this concept. I'm gonna turn him a little bit so I can see more of this back area. Obviously, the back part is a little bit harder to blend than the side part. Now all the way closed. There's the clipper all the way closed, and we're getting rid of the line we made with our clipper all the way open. Still the same concept, the higher we go, the more we're gonna slowly take that clipper out of his head. Cool, all the way closed. I'm just lever playing real quick. Like I'm gonna go with the lever all the way open here because I feel like it's a little too dark in this area. So before I get my detailing shears or my detailing scissors, or before I start detailing, I want to prep it so it's not too long of a detail. So now with the lever halfway, we're gonna start erasing this bottom line, right? And now all the way close. And now we're gonna start detailing just a little bit with our blending clipper all the way open right here. This is all the way open. And I'm just getting my corners, and I'm just really kind of looking at dark spots. And why am I able to go all the way up here with my no guard? Is because I understand that the angle that I take my clipper out, so I can go up here where I'm supposed to have my 1.5 guard. I can go up here and start detailing because I'm using the right angle and I'm using the right corner. So like I said, I'm just getting the fade ready to start detailing. I don't want to spend too much time on this. So now our trimmer is going to give us a lighter shade. So you see how like it's still a little bit dark because we have a little bit of hair here. Our trimmer, all that's going to do is give it a lighter shade, because like I said in another video, the lighter the bottom of the fade is, right, and the darker the top of the fade is, the nicer it's gonna look. Now we got lucky that my boy Luis here, he has really dark hair, so we don't really need to add enhancements to the top of his hair to make it look nicer, because his hair is already dark as hell, right? So all we got to do now is make sure we can do the bottom as light as possible, and then his fade is gonna be immaculate. I'm flicking out as I get close to that zero line. You can do this step at the very beginning of the fade. You could do this step at the very end of the fade. It genuinely doesn't really matter that much if you know what you're doing, right? I have a system that works for me already, and I just use that system. This is how it works for me. It doesn't necessarily have to work for you. Remember, this is what I preach in all my videos. The other side, the trimmer blended really good into the zero line, and just make sure that that zero line is slowly or smoothly blended. I did the lineup and I did the top off camera, and I'm just trying to look for dark spots. Keep in mind, this is no detailing, this is off one rip. And that's why it's so important to get it good on the first time, but not perfect. I see this part is a little dark. This part right here is a little dark, and the two bones make a little dip around this area. So I always like to detail that area. And then if I go towards the back, it looks pretty perfect. I just got to detail like somewhere around here. So all I'm gonna do with my scissors, it allows me to go and get specific areas. It allows me to be really thorough and really detailed. Forget it, detailing. So we're detailing and we're being detailed with hair. If I see the area is a little too dark, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna give it a couple snips, and then I'm gonna go on to the next dark area. And this is why understanding shades, you know, it goes from white to light gray to medium gray to dark gray to darker gray and then to black. If it's light gray or if it's white, everything under my hand, and it's light gray, everything under my hand, and it's medium gray, and then it's dark gray, if this shade doesn't match over here, then I gotta come and detail this area so that the whole blend looks smooth. I'm gonna make sure the top really blends to the side, and we're finishing up the haircut right here. Like I said, this part's gonna be disconnected, but I like to connect it a tiny bit. So I like to go forward diagonal sections. I like to leave this hair in the front alone. All I'm looking at is this area right here and this area. This area looks really dark too. So I'm just gonna go in there and start snipping. And usually when I do this step, it's very quick. Got a lot of questions for you. You're gonna get the questions Luis skipped. So as you can see, the bottom of his skin, right? Or his skin, which is the bottom of the fade. Now that we skinned it out, it looks even wider, which is gonna bring the contrast from light to dark. It's gonna bring more attention to it. And guys, this is the finished product. I hope you guys learned something, and if you don't think this is a high fade, then I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. You're right and I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. This is obviously a comb over on top. High fade on the sides. The side is slightly disconnected, like I said. Chair is spinning by itself. Let me spin it a little bit for you guys. And if we do the check that I always do on all my clients, if we look at him from this angle, right? If we look at him from this angle, we can see that with a high fade, we have more of a straight angle like this instead of an outer angle. And we have more of a straight angle like this instead of an outer angle. And that's the difference between a high fade, a mid fade, and a low fade.